Hello there, it's Guama, and this is Ray's Right, Episode 7, where I'm going to talk about the Boba Fett versus NFL SuperPro episode of the Who Would Win show with the guest judge, Griffin Palatu, who actually voices a character in Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like, how cool is that? So, like many fans, I was really surprised at Boba Fett's opponent, this NFL SuperPro guy. Like, I was like, who is he? I thought that maybe he was a sort of video game mascot like Pepsi Man. It's like this PlayStation game where Pepsi Man gets chased by a giant can of Pepsi, which isn't something you hear every day, but neither was this episode. And man, what an episode that was. So it turns out NFL SuperPro was actually from a 90s comic, and apparently the author wrote it to get free NFL tickets. Nice try, right? But I looked through some of these comics, and I found them to be kind of adorable. I also found like a kids coupon for like the NFL SuperPro Kids Club, so, I guess it's kind of aimed at kids, so it's kind of more lighthearted. I mean, yeah, there's like some blood and gore, as talked about in this Who Would Win show episode, but nothing too hardcore. So anyways, here's how the episode went down. So here are Ray's 3 points. His first point were that characters and the villains that NFL SuperPro defeated. I love some of these character names. There's like Constrictor. He can constrict you, as you can imagine. And there's also Instant Replay, who can travel through time and space. So to defeat him, NFL SuperPro had to think of like where he was going to pop up and just bam, punch him where he came. And then he's talking about how his first opponent was Carl Bennings, and even though he was big and powerful, NFL SuperPro was able to defeat him with just the power of his fist. And then there's Ripsaw and Sanction, who could fly. And then there's Repulsor, who has a super fly suit. His suit is super fly. And then he has like quick kick powers, but yes, he just defeated them all. And he's defeated like actual superheroes. Like, yeah, in Star Wars they have the Force, but they don't have people flying everywhere. I mean, yeah, sometimes they're able to levitate, but man, he has experience fighting some crazy guys. Ray's point number 2 is super speed and powerful suit. So NFL SuperPro is wearing a $5 million piece of armor that can stop bullets, and it's similar to Mandalorian armor, which is kind of like the armor that Boba Fett wears. But it cushions blows better because it's the Season 1 Mando finale. Mando wasn't doing so good. I mean, the armor was fine, but the man inside, he was not having a good day. So if he was wearing, like, maybe NFL SuperPro powers, he would have been cushioned better. And then Ray's point number 3 was NFL SuperPro powers, his strength and speed. Like the Constrictor, whenever he tied him up, which is what Boba Fett could do with his ripcord, but he was talking about how he's able to, like, just throw the Constrictor around while he was constricting him with the rope, kind of like, and he's like, he could do the same thing to Boba Fett. And then he hit Instant Replay so hard, he went up a telephone pole. It's like the image of that, like the sheer strength of this guy. And he has amazing leaping powers, whereas Boba Fett's backpack might be kind of more insecure, like it's not always super reliable. But hey, that guy could always jump, right? So here were James's 3 points. He was talking about how Boba Fett's more experienced. He started training when he was 8 or 9 years old, whereas NFL SuperPro, when he was younger, he was mostly training for football, which is a completely different skill set. I mean, there might be some things like tackling or whatnot, but it's probably not the same as combat experience. So he had to fight, both had to fight crazy powerful beings with advanced technology. Like, we're not talking 1990s. We're talking, lasers and battleships. Oh, well, he didn't have to fight the battleships, but he has, like, rockets and the disintegrator. And he's a bounty hunter, so he came up with all kinds of colorful characters that he had to apprehend and find and whatnot. So he'd probably see NFL SuperPro. He's like, you know what? Yeah, this is just another day in the park for me. And then this kind of ties into point number 3, the advanced technology, which is talking about Boba Fett's weaponry. He's a walking, talking arsenal. He's kind of like the Batman of the Star Wars series. I love that analogy. And he has grenades and twin blasters, and he's really accurate with them. And then he also has, the jetpack backpack, and with missiles on the back. This guy, he's packing a lot of heat. And then he has, like, Death Star alloy armor. I actually found a meme last night where it's like who would win, a Nokia phone or the Death Star? Because you know the Nokia phones, they were like super like indestructible. I think I saw a video of this guy. He like ran over a Nokia phone and then he ran over a smartphone. The smartphone was just like nope. I think it was like an iPhone. But the Nokia phone, it was fine. Like they've made all kinds of memes about how they're like indestructible. And then, so yes, this technology that he has is super advanced for 1990 standards. I mean, come on, like between the laser beams and all that fun stuff. I mean, he doesn't have like lightsabers, but still, yep, we're talking crazy sci-fi technology. So then, James's point number 3 was his biggest weapon of all, that he's completely ruthless. And then they were talking about like how there's rules and like a bounty hunter code, but nope, Boba Fett does not follow these. He does whatever it takes to win. And you know, NFL SuperPro is kind of like a good guy, but nope. Boba Fett will use weapons. He sees a superpower. He's like, oh no, I'm going to use my missiles and my disintegrator, and he's just going to take this guy down, do whatever it takes. So at the turning point, Griffin was talking about how SuperPro is athletic, but, you know, his armor has a face opening. But Boba Fett, he has, like, this sort of Mandalorian armor, but it's, like, not exactly like Mandalorian because he has, like, some cloth parts of it. So, you know. And then Griffin decided that the winner was actually NFL SuperPro because of the sheer randomness of the battle. You know, Boba Fett, he's kind of like a strategist. He needs time to think about how to win these things. But, Ray was talking about NFL SuperPro kind of like tunnel vision. Like, he's focused. He will just get it done. Like, he probably won't hesitate like Boba Fett will. Like, be like, how do I think of this? Like, you know, he's used to fighting all of these crazy named characters, right? Oh, I love instant reflex. But, yeah, so he will win the day because he will just go right for it. You know, like in football, like, you know, just tackle. Huh? But yeah, when this character was first revealed, people were like, how is this fair for Rey? I was kind of apprehensive as well. I was like, but Boba Fett has all those weapons. But, you know, I did some research. I looked through some of the comics, and wow, his armor, it's pretty darn indestructible. And I knew Rey would come up with something. I mean, come on, he's Rey. Of course he's going to be right. Even when the world might think he's wrong, he'll think of something. And he did. It was such an incredible battle. It made me laugh, like when Rey was describing one of Boba Fett's few lines as "Wah!" Kind of reminds me of like the Master Chief from Halo when he's like "Wah!" So I laughed, and he was describing like disintegrator powers. It was great, and it was good timing. Thank you, Rey, for bringing up this character because the Super Bowl is on Sunday. But yes, Rey and James and Griffin, you all did a great job. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Bye. May the Force be with you.